Hello, 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 folks. AK back with some more content. Not Zenless Zone Zero this time. Get back onto it to do the fantasy resort stuff that we haven't finished yet. But with a new game that I've been wanting to try, that's been on my radar for a while, similar to Stellar Blade. Except this time it's one that trades the sci-fi for a bit of Chinese this time it my voice is done already, and I haven't even started yet. Okay, it's been on my mind, on my radar, similar to how Stellar Blade was, except we traded Korean sci-fi for Chinese fantasy. And yes, it's called Wuchang Fallen Feathers, as the title says. And this game's been on my mind for very similar, been on my radar for very similar reasons. Because one, it's an Asian hack and slash game, sort of, with a smoking hot woman protagonist. And two, that was two. And three, it looks like a quality game with a bit of some old things, but some fresh things too. Now, Stellar Blade, I really, really liked. Not perfect. It has flaws with it that I really hope get ironed out in a sequel. But what I really liked about it was that it largely traded a lot. It traded out a lot of the more annoying Dark Souls stuff in favor of a more traditional hack and slash stuff mindset. It did have some Souls stuff added to it, but not to the degree of being, oh god, why does this exist, sort of thing. Which is the problem that I had with Black Myth Wukong. I hate's a strong word in that case. I don't hate Black Myth Wukong, but I really don't see myself playing that game ever again. At least not for a very long time, because to me that game had a very, very bad identity crisis that, honestly, I feel not a lot of people talk about. Where it tries simultaneously to be a high-octane action game on the level of Ninja Gaiden or Devil May Cry, but it gives itself with so many Dark Souls aspects of the annoying kind, not even the good kind. You have so many stamina bars and power gauges, and just given elements that just feel weird, like not being able to block. You couldn't do anything without having a power meter being involved. It's just not a game that I feel is nearly as good as people say it is. I gave it a shot. I liked a lot of aspects of it, but I hated a lot of other things about it too. And now we have Wuchang, different developer, nothing to do with Wukong, but follows a very similar mishmash of sorts. It's like Stellar Blade in that you have a hot Asian protagonist, but unlike Stellar Blade, she actually seems to use multiple types of weapons, which was my main problem with Stellar Blade. But on the other hand, it does seem to emphasize a lot more soul stuff in comparison. So it's not as linear. You have more interchangeable dungeons. There's definitely more vagueness in regards to what you're doing from what I've seen. Or at least from in terms of how personal everything is. And of course, there's a stamina bar, which I of course was not happy to see, but I want to give the game a chance. I really want to give the game a chance because there's enough of what I've seen that has gotten my attention. If anything, it seems to have some similarities with Sekiro because of the madness mechanic I kept hearing about. Where if you do die too many times or do so-and-so thing too many, do so-and-so wrong thing too many times, you get a debuff or madness thing going on, similar to the Dragon Rot in that game. I've never played Sekiro, so I can only go from hearsay. It is a game that I should probably get to at some point. Also, another thing, Also, funny enough, speaking of Sekiro, that game also annoyingly stuck to one weapon on your character, which I'm not the biggest fan of. I wish more hack-and-slash action games would stop doing that. That's part of the fun. Give us more weapons to toy around with, not just one. But my predilection for being not the biggest fan of excessive Souls shenanigans aside, which of course Code Vein also falls into with regards to the stamina bar. Seriously though, Code Vein literally has a dialogue bit where it basically says, yeah, we can't get tired, so there's no reason for the stamina bar to exist. I paraphrase, but that's basically what one of the characters basically said. There's no reason for it to exist. But that was that game. This is a different game. So, my little hiccups with that subgenre aside, I do want to give it a chance. And since it was released brand new for $50, when most publishers want to rip people off nowadays, it's like, and if the game is quality, then, well, it deserves, and if the game is good, on top of being reasonable, I'd say that warrants the purchase. And, is there anything else I want to say? Oh yeah, much like Stellar Blade, it actually looks like a waifu game of decent quality, as opposed to just being something cheap and thrown out on a weekend, which is a problem I have with so many other similar waifu games. One Chambara. The Senran Kagura games have their fan base. I've only ever played one of them, the crossover one with the Hyper Neptunia characters. It was okay. Not the best game in the world, but fun for its own little thing. And then, of course, you have other games over the years like X-Blade, frickin' Bullet Witch, which are like, come on, you could have done better. The annoying ULA shit, that is stupid. Day 1 DLC stuff. Okay, so let's see. So hold on a second, I'm just going through, checking some messages. Okay. Streamer mode. I am not turning that on. I want to have all the stuff shown. Camera options, standard perspective. I don't care for the controller speaker. I mean, I have it plugged in anyway, but so it doesn't really matter too much, but still. I'll stick with what it has. That's the shop. That takes me to the deluxe DLCs, which I'll probably buy later when I refresh my PlayStation wallet. And because it's a Souls-like, there's no difficulty option. Enter dream. Having activated a shrine, you can enter a dream from there. Is this Bloodborne? Ugh, they're doing the whole dream shit from Bloodborne, aren't they? And yes, there are multiple endings. Oh, we're just starting right here and there, are we? Oh god, I've got the Devil Bringer. Not again. Ooh, the Buddha. She looks cool. So, we just wake up in a freaking temple, right? No title crawl, no nothing, just right in the thick of it. Why do I get the feeling there's going to be similar shenanigans to Bloodborne here, which I don't know how I feel about that. And it looks like I've just been... How long have I been sitting here? What is that? Red mercury sprout. So apparently this was on Unreal Engine 5, not 4, compared to Stellar Blade, which... Honestly... I hear it's giving a lot of people issues on the PC version of the game, which sucks for them. Yeah, Epic Games was more concerned with programming SJW-isms than actually into the subroutines and actually making a half-decent engine, which sucks. And I really wish developers would stop relying on one engine and when they could just make their own. But I like how the main character looks, so that's a positive, and oy vey. Where am I, and why do I have bird feathers coming out of my arm? Nice sword. It's pretty big. Cloud Frost Edge, huh? So apparently there are multiple endings. I am very, very much a stickler for wanting to get the true ending, so I'm going to do my best to do that. Okay. Embroidered armor, so I have multiple HP and stamina. Yeah, it looks very, very similar to Bloodborne and so on. So okay, so unlike Stellar Blade, which had a more traditional square and triangle setup with the light and heavy attacks, this one goes for the more trigger-based one. I wonder. Is it possible? Dodge, action, use item, cast spell. Luffy Sun God says, I'm playing this game too. Apparently I am. I initially wanted to wait a while, but I ended up going to Best Buy with the folks, and since I was there, I figured, screw it, $50 for a new game, might as well. I'm debating if I'm able to... Okay, so that's how it works. I wonder if I can change the controller settings. Cast square. Square is use item. I'm going to try it like this and see if it works. Because I'd much prefer to play it with an old-fashioned. I don't hate the Dark Souls style of triggers, but I much prefer playing it like an old-fashioned hack and slash game with triangle and square. I just don't find the trigger method all that comfortable. Okay, I'm gonna keep the hood on until I'm used to everything. And there's no difficulty option. It's just as it is. It doesn't look like I can block either, which sucks. Can I block? I don't think I can. That would suck if I couldn't. Nope, it doesn't look like I can, which sucks. Unless there's a way to parry that I'm not aware of. I just started the game, so it is possible. I could have sworn I've seen gameplay where people were able to do that with heavy attacks. There's no map, right? Well, the music is certainly eerie, that's for sure. Dang, she looks pretty attractive. Does she have physics? I think she might. It's hard to tell. Yeah, I think she does. It's just hard to tell. It's not as obvious as Stellar Blade. Okay, I can run. It doesn't look like I can block, though, but I hope I'm able to parry Reverent Temple, because I hate action games that don't allow me to block. Big old Buddha right here. I am happy that I can actually change the controls, though. Who's this guy?
Ah, you're awake. awake at last.
You know me?
And of course they went with a British girl voice. Again.
Why am I here?
I came upon you in a brooklet some days past. You lay passed out due to the feathering. I moved you to the cave to recuperate.
The feathering?
I see. No, you not. A man-eating fiend attacked Worship's Rise 6 moons ago, spreading unthinkable horrors, after which many bore feathers on their bodies. A malady unlike any other, without hope of a cure. I found this silk manuscript on your person. Here, take it.
I get that it is a AA budget game from in the middle of nowhere, China, but the lack of proper lip syncing is a little bit distracting. I mean, Stellar Blade, I don't know what Shift Up did, but they had some kind of subroutine in their system which made the lip syncing match the dialogue.
Should you have other concerns, pray, speak then. My Taoist name is Xuanyang, sir. I came here to help, to treat the feathering outbreak in Worship's Rise. Alas, I have made little progress. Should you have other concerns, pray, speak then.
Who are you? Yes, and what is his place?
This is the Reverend Temple. Those afflicted have sought refuge here. This temple was used by Buddhists. It was after the abbot fled that I took on the role of guardian for the sanctuary. Thanks to the officials, we have barely managed to keep this place secure. Should you have other concerns, pray, speak then.
Why are there feathers on my arm?
You are experiencing early signs of the feathering. The afflicted slowly lose their memories. If left unchecked and untreated, the disease will rob them of their humanity entirely. It begins in the limbs, sprouting feathers. Then comes the dislocation of the joints, leading finally to a monstrous transformation. Most victims endure unbearable agony. Judging by how you look, you should count yourself lucky. Your memory loss, while troubling, is a far gentler fate. You may not be able to recall, but the silk manuscript you were carrying mentions that you have a companion. From what I gathered when I rescued you, it seems you were separated during an attack. That Lu Hongliu is merciless. I dread the worst for your companion. Now that you have contracted this disease and have those blue feathers on your arm, others may mistake you for a monster and strike you down on sight. For now, it is safer to remain in the temple and rest. at least with the soldiers present.
So basically, it's a werewolf curse of some kind. Well, minus, well, except for wolves, it's birds. Something equivalent to that.
You're not from around here, are you? The name's Charlie from Worship's Rise. Don't you dare look down on me just because I'm crippled. My brother and I were once the town's finest heroes. But now my brother's burdened with finding medicine to treat me. Pathetic fool.
You don't look so good there, Chow.
How humiliating.
His eyes are bandaged up, too.
You're heading to town, aren't you? Could you do me a favor and deliver this to an oracle there? She's hard to miss. She's had this old bracelet for as long as I can remember. She's a bit different. You'll know her when you see her. I don't know if she's still in town, but please check for me. I'd go myself, but I can't. Not in this pathetic state. If you find her, don't tell her I'm stuck at the Reverend Temple. Tell her I've gone off to make a name for myself. Tell her I'll come back once I've made something of myself. She's hard to miss. I don't know if you tell her.
Give to Shaolin's mother. Or this oracle. Guessing they're both. I wish there was also a map, but it is what it is.
Most people have to be carried out of the Reverend Temple. You, though, you get to walk out on your own. Xuan Yangzi may be harsh with his words, but he tends to my eyes every day. Some of the Worship's Rise folk came here, fleeing, but they didn't stay long. They rushed back out, unaware of how dangerous the world truly is. I am Tao Ting, just a humble merchant seeking refuge. I run a small trading business to make ends meet. Do you happen to have any rare goods for me to take a look at? Smooth to the touch, with a fragrance that's hard to come by. This is no ordinary treasure. Oh, but don't worry. I won't be tempted to take it for myself. This place is no paradise for a merchant. I'm thinking of heading to the Shu Sanctum. I hear the Ming troops are stationed there, and it's a safer bet than this old temple. I can trade with you, of course. It would be an honor. But for the real treasures, I'm afraid I'll need to ask for a little favor in return. Some thieves from Annalum stole my family's heirloom, an ancient landscape painting. Get it back for me, and I'll make it worth your while. You can find Annalum by taking the side entrance from the stage at Worship's Rise, then crossing a long bridge. Once you've retrieved the painting, meet me at the Shu Sanctum. I'll have a reward waiting for you.
Already they're throwing side quests at me. Okay. Club. And gear. So that just equips the whole thing on me. Ooh, I look good. Yep, there's jiggles, all right. A white version and a black version. I think I'm gonna wear the regular stuff for now. Jian Hu. He's not saying anything. Ooh, she's pretty.
You're awake. You seem to have recuperated well. The old Taoist mentioned your encounter with that demon, Lu Hongniu. I am glad to see you on your feet again. But your arm... the feathers are still there. The feathering's a nasty curse. Even the Taoist doesn't have a cure for it. With your skills, maybe you should check out the Shu Sanctum. There could be something there to hold back the feathering.
So it's a club, not an axe, but it's in the axe class. Offer blood at the shrine to awaken powers. Someone speak. I heard someone talk. Off to the side, they said at one point. Well met, divine trophy. Entering the dream. You can fully restores your health and it Advances the story. Most enemies you defeat are also brought back to life. Oh, come on! So, enter the dream basically just resets my health and so on and so forth. I don't actually go into another realm or anything. Ah, I can block. But it's only good for axes. So, certain weapons have skills that others don't. Okay. Don't have enough red mercury. Well, that sucks. So spells is the left, weapons is right on the D-pad. Okay, so weapons, not all of them. Okay, so just not with everything.
Young lady, are you infected too? Since the feathering outbreak in Worship's Rise, many have fallen ill. First, feathers start growing on your arms. Then you lose your mind. Before long, you turn into a monster that craves human flesh. Lucky for me, Zhang Yanzi brought me to the Reverend Temple. His medicines kept me going, but who knows how long it'll last. Your symptoms are lighter than mine. Best stay here and recover. It's utter chaos out there, especially in Worship's Rise. I doubt there are many survivors left. Still waiting for the Taoists to check on me. Take care out there, young lady.
I saw the old Taoist carry you in the other day. Looks like you caught the plague too, huh? Feathers growing on your arm now. Just like mine. He's got a heart of gold, that old Taoist. But who knows if you'll ever come up with a miracle cure for the feathering. I've been stuck here for ages, but no one's been healed yet. Heard the priests at the Shu Sanctum might have something. I'd risk my life heading there if the road wasn't crawling with danger. If you're still kicking, you might want to head to the Sanctum. It could be your last hope.
Okay, so special pill rejuvenates health. Medicine residue, but causes... What now? Yeah, that looks disgusting. But causes corruption? Oh, that doesn't sound good. Doesn't sound good at all, in fact. Does breaking anything give me stuff? I would hope. But again, it never happened in Bloodborne. Nothing in here? Unless it's a back door from another side path, which these games are known for. Ooh, a frog. Okay. Okay, someone is sitting right there.
Look who's back. Feeling lost, are we? We are both wanderers of fate. No need for formalities. Now, about the power in your left arm. If you master it, you'll be unstoppable. You might even rewrite destiny as we know it. Don't believe me, eh? How about I introduce you to someone worthy? Don't call me cruel. You know how it goes. No sweet dreams without crushing a few nightmares first.
He has feathers growing out of him and he looked freaky.
By you. The belt pinwheel.
Ah, okay, so he's going to train me how to do my thing. Skyborn Might. Increases potency of spells and disciplines and weapons. So is this like the more I do good in combat, the more powerful I get in a battle? Which reminds me of the point system in Wuchang, which I admit I kinda liked, but I didn't like how overly restricted it made the combat. Like, you could not do any heavy attacks without having to use one of those stupid things, whereas here, it doesn't seem to be the case. But a little more leeway, I think. But it kind of reminds me also about how the rage mechanic worked in God of War Ascension. And I didn't like how that game used it either, where it just locked off combos. So maybe it doesn't work like that, and instead it just makes things more powerful in a given battlefield. It kind of like imagine the Devil Trigger and the Devil May Cry games. If they made you more powerful, the better you fought. That's what it's looking like to me. Okay, zombies. The slow attacks kind of make it hard to read. Screen's tearing up a bit. Ew. Screen tearing. Yeah. Looks like an upside down Kezu. Ow. Am I supposed to lose to this asshole? Ow. I guess so.
Hold on to it. This feeling.
Dropping to 0 health results in your death that makes you drop red mercury based on your current madness, after which you revived at the last place you prayed to. It's the whole retrieve your shit thing. Yeah, I'm not a fan of that. Okay, I definitely am not good. What? No limbs fallen. Okay, so I guess I had to lose to that thing. Ow. Well, shit. I'm definitely too slothful right now, that's for sure. I think I prefer the standard perspective.
Judgment falls!
Okay, so heavier weapons knock enemies off balance easier.
Ming!
Gigantic claw marks. Are my eyes glowing? They are glowing. Doesn't open. Revenant Temple key, so I can't open that. That's a lot of stuff. Okay, I'm getting more used to it. Halberd. So I can either go left or I can go right. Dang, this place looks interesting. I wish I had a map, though. Really wish there was more maps in these games. Wuchang had a map, at least, and that was very helpful.
Lady, are you the warrior that the old Taoist rescued and hid in the cave?
Yep.
Did you come to the Reverend Temple for healing too? He's so kind. He makes all sorts of medicines and has saved so many sick people. Don't worry, you'll be feeling better in no time.
I can't go up here. Is it just me, or does that boy have a head too large for his body? Or am I seeing things?
Over here. Your arm. What's happened to it? It's me, He Yuzai. You wrote to me about searching Worship's Rise for clues about Bar Yu. Have you forgotten?
Apparently.
Bar Yu, your sister. We came here to find clues. Your arm. The old boatman spoke true. He warned of feathers growing on the arm. A mark of feathering. They say it leads to memory loss. And worse, that it ultimately turns one into a man-eating monster. Fortunately, you can still speak for now. Take this. I'll counsel my friend, the old boatman. He may know a cure. I scouted the Shu Sanctum a few days past. Aside from a deranged towers to the entrance, it seemed safe. Rest there and search for clues. See the Light's End Temple? The way to the Shu Sanctum lies beside it. But the bridge has collapsed.
Ooh.
You will need to find a way around. But be careful. If anyone sees those feathers, they'll definitely strike first and ask questions later. If you encounter danger, don't fight. I'll follow your trail and find you. Oh, and take this. This bamboo lantern. I found it nearby. Hard to believe such craftsmanship still lingers here. It's a reminder of how vibrant this town was. The fireflies inside. They seem to glow endlessly. A useful light for your path. I've tested it personally. With this, you'll have both hands free for weapons. Far more practical than a torch. Since we got separated, many of the Imperial Guards have been sneaking around. The refugees say the place has already been ransacked by rebels. Something's not right. I will track down the boatman, and we'll meet at the palace. I'll leave marks, pinwheels, along the path. Follow them, and you'll find me.
So, like those little thingamajigs.
I will track down the boatman, and we'll meet at the palace. I'll leave marks, pinwheels, along the path.
So, how do I level up exactly? Inner demon, what does that mean? No clue. And someone's at my door. Hold on. That was mail, from UPS, apparently. Oh, I see. So I can change the look of something, like layered armor in Monster Hunter, or Xenoblade Chronicles, if I genuinely like the look of something, but I need the buffs instead. That's cool. Very cool indeed. I like that. Dodging and swift attacks. Got a jade pendant, did I? It's not a shrine, just a candle. I wish it was a shrine. Ooh, sheep birdie. Can I talk to this chick?
Feathers on your left arm. That's a sign of feathering. Most would have lost their minds by now. Yet you remain in control. Fascinating. The power of feathering runs through that arm of yours. I can sense it. How you manage to contain it, I don't know. But make no mistake, your left arm is the key to unleashing its full strength. Yes, that power's itching to course through you. But I'm afraid you're not ready to command it. Not yet. Here, take this. Let's see if you've got what it takes to wield that power.
So, Devilbringer. Okay. I cannot swim. Okay, so... Rushing water. Do not jump into. Got it. Okay, so use daggers to get at those birds. kind of a shame there's no bodily damage. I like that in Stellar Blade. How you could just... How your final moves just de-limbed everything. Doesn't look like that's the case in this game, though. Ah, poor sods. I'm not sure what I want to do. Now where do I go? Oh. I could get points from them if I want. Could I? Ow. Ow. Ow, 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 ow. Ah. Well, that was a bad idea. It's gonna take me a long time to get used to this game, I can tell. Oh, shit. Okay, I can only assume that red shit on the left is not good, right? It never is. There is some kind of special thing right there that I saw when I hit that guy from a jump attack. Yeah, I'm keeping all the HUD notifications up because I'm still getting used to everything. What the? Who's that? What the fuck was that? I have so many questions right now. Inner demon. Okay, so I lost all of my 177 thingamajigs. That's an interesting twist on the formula. Vorpal Blade. Oh. That don't look good. Poor thing. They're dead. They're all dead. Well, we shall avenge them at the very least. So, okay, if you die too many times, you can't just go and get your shit back. You have an evil version of you that shows up from all the bad juju accumulated, and you gotta kill that thing. And if you fail to kill that thing, you lose all that stuff permanently, and you can't just go and get it back like in any other game. Well, having a high ground, log into an enemy. You initiate an eye attack while descending and perform a plunging attack. Only to small to medium-sized humanoids, huh? Oh, come on. What about heavy enemies? It's no fun if you can't do it against heavy enemies. So it's basically the visceral attack from Bloodborne. All intents and purposes. Is there anybody... Oh, there's a beam right there. Well, I missed it, whatever it was. Yep, that's basically what it is. The visceral from Bloodborne. That's similar to Lies of P. It's based... Honestly, I'm getting a lot of Bloodborne-isms from this game. Lies of P even did similar things too, from what I understand. Okay, I would like to go back up there, but, uh-oh. Relentlessly attacking or charging up heavy attacks and striking small to medium-sized humanoids from behind can cause them to lose their balance, leaving them vulnerable to obliterate attacks. Ow, 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 ow. No, I did not want that game. Benediction comes in 3 types: oath, wisdom, and memory. You can socket benedictions onto weapons or remove them at shrines. Increase weapon capabilities. Interesting. That's going down there. The blackened area gives me the impression I should go up there, but... How dare you? Hand over to Hey Yozai to return for clues. Well-preserved letter tucked inside the lining. No signature. This journey will be against the heavens, yet you will find me at Worship Rise. If you choose. Well, before I go up there, I'm gonna go up here, down over here. Ah, there's the chest from before. Forgotten remembrance. Increases charges of mana base, so I need that. I really need that. Okay. Poor maid. Poor peasants. All caught the werebird virus. Or whatever it is. Red tasseled spear. Let's try it. Delicate hairpin. Yeah. Don't like it. Ooh. Oh, looks like she got slashed on the chest right there. Controller option. Okay, how do I do this shit again? It doesn't look like I can switch X with O. No, I can't. I'm stuck with dodge being on O instead of X. I would have preferred it on X, but sadly, that is not the case. How did I do it again? I can't remember. Whoa, 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 whoa. You cheeky sons of bitches. cannot be customized. So, I'm stuck with it as it's, which sucks. So, I'm gonna have to get used to using circle then. I thought I could change it to X and switch X to circle, vice versa, but nope, it won't let me do it. I'm stuck with it.
Time to send you to the afterlife.
Sheesh. This goes up, but I don't see any shrines, which is upsetting. Lantern fruit, what does that do? Reduces stamina costs. I keep pressing thing that I don't want to. It's getting annoying. Damn. For whatever reason, I keep instinctively trying to press R1 when I keep wanting to press square instead. Okay, so I can attack them. You little shit.
Your riches are mine! Off with your head! I'll kill you with sway!
Fuck you. Now give me my shit back. Ow, 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 ow. I literally could not move. I could not move. They just gang fucked me into the corner and I couldn't do anything. I just realized something. That's why you're not slick. I don't particularly like the tasseled spear, to be honest. I want to go back to the halberd and sword combo. Oh, come on, really? Bandit leg wraps, huh? Okay, so don't jump into the middle of them. Okay, so that's what I should have done to begin with.
No need to be so rough.
Dark Frost Edge. One-handed sword. Long sword. Power of throwables. There's a shrine. Okay.
I just stepped out for a breather and ran into a fine woman. Name's Wuchang. I'm Dutanga's right hand. Sniffing around for my treasure. Soon as I send word to the boss, we're moving out.
So, what is this? For one-handed sword, eh? I didn't really like the bulwark from what I saw. I don't know. Just didn't really do anything for me. No idea what that was, but it was ugly. That don't look good. There's a lot of ways to go. But am I going the right way? That's the problem. At least I found a shrine, so that is at least... Bit of a low-res door right there. There's the bird again. Can only be opened with the key. Drat. So you can somewhat parry attacks. Sort of. Someone's mumbling in there. Dough figurine. Also increases madness. I have no idea what it's for. Maybe it has to do with the kid or something. There it is. Dough figurine of Mu Guiying. Restores large amount of health over time after a certain duration. Okay, so it's a consumable. Oh no, you're not slick, you son of a bitch. Ow. I need more stamina. A lot more stamina. I don't have any. Okay, so I'm at a bit of a quandary. I can either go that way, or I could go back and head up the hill where on the other end of this door. Let me try the one-handed sword. Alrighty then. Never mind then. Whoops. Well, that was a nuisance. Okay, so they don't put everything exactly where I left it, but at least it means I don't have to go. Okay, so that's how they killed me. They blew up explosive barrels. I did not think that those would be explosive. Okay, so let's see what this is. Another mercury shoot. So I've got a... So the red mercury is basically my souls for all intents and purposes. Ah, it's a booby trap. Mercy! Well, I paid for that one. Because I pressed the wrong button. I wanted to block, but I pressed the special instead, and that left me open. Note to self, do not do specials without Sky, whatever it is. So far, I'm liking the axe. Nope. Longsword sucks. Well, the short sword, I should say. I did it again. Yeah, I'm not liking the one-handed sword. I'm going back to the long sword. Either I'm just not used to it or I suck at it. I don't know. Yeah. Back to this. Are you kidding me? Well, I lost all of my shit. So I can parry attacks from attacking at the same time. That's interesting. Well, that was an unwinnable situation regardless of how you look at it, so it is what it is. Oh, come on. I tried to catch him. Okay, let's try this again, shall we? Come on. Go fuck yourself. Okay, can I get the thing that I wanted for the last 30 friggin' minutes? A pendant. What kind of pendant? Burn resistance? Don't know how useful that'll be, but I'll take it. Okay, so I need a key for a thing. Flickering leech health from enemies. Ah. I don't have enough. But that sounds like a helpful ability. This may be a good area to stop. I have gone almost a little over 2.5 hours. I'm getting more used to the gameplay. I'm getting more of a flow for it. I'm very reminded of Bloodborne. Maybe with a little bit of Neo, but that's what I'm getting. Oh, shit. Cannibalism. I hope there's a great sword in this game. I doubt it. I don't know anything about Chinese weaponry other than long sword, short sword, spear, and that's basically it. Well, that was a foolish endeavor. Kyoto 24. Oh, hello again. W stream. The enemy was waiting behind that pillar for 3 days. Indeed, but I saw him anyway, so... Okay, what does this guy want again?
Those temple fools keep sniffing around for my...
Okay, so I have 2... I really wish there was a journal in this game. Ugh. Journal and a map, so I gotta get this back to... I gotta get this to that one oracle that the dying guy was on about, and I gotta get this to Wuchang's buddy. Great swords are goated. Indeed. I mained the entirety of Dark Souls 1 with the Black Knight Ultra Great Sword. Basically curb stomped through everything with it. I don't know. Great swords, they are just... They're easy to understand and yet have an aura about them. I don't know anything about Chinese weapons, old-time medieval weapons, so maybe there is one somewhere. I have no idea. I did not really do much prep when it came to looking up this game, other than the fact that there's a hot Chinese girl involved and it's a Souls-like. Which, admittedly, I was not too excited for the Souls-like part, because I really wish more action games would go back to the Devil May Cry formula of things, which is why I really liked Stellar Blade a lot. But enough of what I saw with Wuchang appealed to me, so I wanted to give it a chance, you see. Oh, come on. Okay, they're giving me some kind of poison shit, and I have no idea what it is. Okay, they're going for the classic zombie grab, so get away from them when they do that. Shit. I hate zombies! Go away! I hate zombies with every corner of my being. Yep. Definitely an aura about them. Okay, so nothing here. That's a lot of blood. Very, very weirdly optimized blood. So just 2 cannibalistic zombie dudes and not much else. Got it. Temple complex going downstairs. So what's over here then? So yeah, I got the Monster Hunter AT Oof Duna quest out of the way earlier this morning. And now I'm trying this game out, and hopefully today I can get some more Triple Z out of the way too. Yep, I knew it. Doesn't look like I can do magic right now, even though I have a spell equipped. How does magic work again? Oh god, the action doesn't stop even when I press pause. Are you shitting me? Well, that's no fun. Okay, do you mind? Okay. Requires Skyborn. Ah, okay. So I do not have a magic meter in the normal, traditional sense of the word. It is, in fact, similar to the rage mechanic from God of War Ascension, where you have to build that meter up in order to get to be able to do anything, which I'm not a fan of. I mean, I'm glad that it doesn't affect basic attacks like that game did, and by extension Wuchang. I hated how Wuchang did that, so I'm not really a fan of it, but I suppose I can deal with it once I get used to it and more better at it, but I can't say I'm a fan of that system. I much prefer an old-fashioned health and mana magic bar than weird rage meters that lock off attacks and spells. Not my thing. Lost remains. Oh, I needed that. Claws can't protect you, rest in peace. I know, right? That's contrary to basic gaming 101 right there. I heard Monster Hunter has an astronomical amount of grind to it. Yes and no. It depends on which game. And even then, sometimes it'll depend on which monsters, because there are some monsters, even on older games, where it's like, every other one is perfectly reasonable, but then you have others that are so freaking stubborn that you wonder why you're even bothering. Magna Malo and Rise was a pain in the ass because of this. Nargacuga in every game he's in is infamous for this. There's ways around it, of course, like depending on what food buff you get and what parts you break. Yeah, those are like the normal ways to do it, and most of the time it'll work on most things, but then, like I said, there are some monsters where they're so stubborn with their RNG, you kind of wonder why you even bother. But for the most part, it kind of just depends. World starts off a bit rough, but once you start getting the hang of it, it starts to get generous, or at least to an extent anyway. Rise, more or less, but again, certain monsters are more difficult to farm than others. And then you have Wilds, the newest one, which is, frankly, the easiest game in the whole series. Honestly, you can basically get everything you want from what monster you're angling for within like a day or two, and be done, unless you're really getting bad luck. But honestly, I have not had that much difficulty. I mean, if you want to dip your head into Monster Hunter as a noob, Wilds is the easiest one to do. Although, to be frank, I personally recommend World the most, because to me, World just had, well, it has its problems, but it was like the perfect middle ground between old gen and new gen. So once you get used to it and put time into it, it becomes rewarding. Wilds, on the other hand, while enjoyable, streamlined so much of the old formula that it ended up becoming dull. And I honestly just could not play the game in long stretches because it just got so tedious. Not in the long play way, but in the everything is literally falling to its death within 5 minutes of me fighting them. It's like, where's the fun? Where's the challenge? I don't like BS challenge in games, but I also don't like being treated like an idiot either. It's kind of like the Final Fantasy 13 or Resident Evil 6 of the series, as far as I'm concerned, where it went way too hard in one direction, to the point where a lot of the luster is gone, if you get what I mean. It's not a bad game, it's just a very mid game by comparison to previous games. Honestly, Generation Ultimate on the Switch I found more enjoyment with, and I got my ass beat 100 ways to Sunday on that game. Okay. Charged heavy attacks. Okay, they're reminding me this again. So hit them in the back when they least expect it. Got it. There's a boss here, isn't there? What is this? Day 2, no food remains. Time to lock the gates and keep the last of the meat from escaping. Day 10, her tears never cease. Is she afraid the people of worship's rise will come for her? Fear not, I keep the key close. Only over my dead body will anyone set foot in Lingjin Temple. So is this like a shrine maiden? Golden Bowl, what is that? Hand over to Wuchang to gain access to new products. So should I go back there? I could. I probably should. Teleport. Oh, he's gone. He did say he'd meet me at a temple. Shoe Sanctum. So I gotta find that. So yeah, with Monster Hunter, it really, when it comes to grind, it just mostly depends. From my experience, depends on what monster it is and how you and what parts you ultimately do damage to. Typically, the latter is what does it. Some other times, it can get a little finicky. You know what? That was bullshit. I'm going back over here, and I'm restarting it, because that was bullshit. By the way, where is... I have no idea where tempering is. Ignore the Zambos. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oni. Or at least the Chinese equivalent of one.
Mountains near, rivers yield, eons pass in a
I have no idea what happened. I need new earphones. They keep going out. Ignore the Zambos, run away.
rivers yield, eons pass in a heart.
I cannot see the shockwave because of all the frickin' yeah, that ground attack that he does where he sticks the spear into the earth, that's what keeps killing me. I cannot see the shockwave and know when he does it, and it doesn't help that he does all these flamboyant twirl moves, which were something that I hated in Wuchang 2. Where where a boss dances around so much, I lose patience, and I'm like, okay, are you going to do anything yet? I get that it's a Chinese thing, as opposed to a European or a Japanese thing, but I'm kind of like sitting there waiting for something to happen, and when I finally act, I'm just like, oh, now I'm dead. See? That's the thing that he does. Okay, I'm getting it. What is this, Chinese New Year? I screwed up that one. Nope. I kept trying to dodge away when I kept pressing heavy attack instead. And it's that was my fault. I need proper earphones because these earbuds that I've been using for the past year, they're just giving out. But earphones are so freaking expensive, which sucks. And because the sound keeps crackling in and out, it's disorienting. Now I understand it. I got greedy. Nope. I screwed that one up. Well, so fire phase, he can't be interrupted. Got it. Nope, I got greedy. Got greedy. Okay. I think I'm doing better with the longsword. Why does she keep fucking missing? She keeps aiming off to the side instead. Ugh. Okay, I was too close. Oh, I almost had him, but I got too greedy again. I believe. Yeah, I was doing better with the longsword than I was with the axe, so I'm gonna use that instead. The problem was, for whatever reason, Wuchang kept aiming off to the side half the time instead of directly, and I don't know why she kept doing that. And honestly, I think I was doing more damage with this than I was with the axe. You know what? Kill me. That was bad. keeps whiffing. It's unreal. Yeah, it's annoying too. It's like it's clearly targeted at him. I have the game with the white dot aiming at him, but for some reason she keeps aiming off to the side instead. Like, why? Stop doing that. It's like, I know what I'm doing, but for some reason, it's just not allowing me to do it. Thank you. Just spam magic at him instead. I have to be way closer to him to do the charge. Well, now I know how mage players in Dark Souls feel. Ow. I miscalculated that one. No. Oh, he's doing the fireworks again. Get away. Well, not how I wanted to do it, but I'll take it. Nice. Mages having fun. Yup. Different weapons do different amounts of damage to certain enemies. Yup. Yeah, not the way I wanted to do it, but I'll take the win. Tempering. Equip onto your item hotbar and use to endow your current weapon with special effects. Insert different bone needles and stone needles from within the temperance menu, changing what types of temper effects you gain. Okay, so that is how I could do the health leech thing from before. I couldn't do it because I didn't have the thing to do it with. Yangshi Acupoint. Fire attack.
True power in feathering isn't about possessing it. It's about understanding it.
And because he got the feathering, he went mad. And got flame powers or something. Echo of Dutanga. I've got a whole bunch of mercury things. 3 glistening that I got from the day 1 code. Now, how the heck do I go back to the tempering menu? I'm guessing it's something I do at the shrine, I suppose. I did not want to do that. Look at the bones! Am I running strength build? I don't know. I haven't really fully grasped my head around how the game's leveling system works. Because I look at this and I think immediately, oh, Bloodborne, Neo, etc. But then I look at how the level up system goes and it's completely different. And as far as the weapons go, well, I'm kind of just going with what feels appropriate. Because I like the longsword. Elegant. Fast damage, does the job. I like the axe style weapon because it's heavy and can stun some targets hard enough. I tried out the one-handed sword and I did not like it. Did not like it at all. It just seemed way too kinda weak and lame. Too much twirling around and hitting nothing. And then there's the spear, which I don't know. I was kind of hoping for it to be my go-to pokey poke weapon, because I liked it for that in Neo. Although it kind of differed as to what kind of spear you used, because some of the spears in Neo worked differently depending on what type it was. So I'm hoping that's the case, because I wasn't really liking the red tasseled spear all that much because of the backwards movements where it's just like, no, I want to charge into an enemy. I don't want to flip away from it and hit nothing. So I wasn't really impressed with it. So I'm currently looking at long swords and two-handed axe weapons as my main ones right now, and I haven't found a dual blade weapon, so I can't say anything about that one. Oh shit. Okay, so she was not going off to the side like I thought. It's just the swing of the weapon kind of made it look like that. I missed the bodily destruction from Stellar Blade, however. I like how in that and in Neo, your final strikes cause limbs and heads to fly away.
took him out. Color me impressed. Sure, the boss treated me well, but I've lined his pockets plenty over the years. I think we're even. Guess his number was up. But in this dog-eat-dog world, ain't none of us got long left. Mark my words. With the boss gone, the vultures are gonna pick this place clean. This town's gone to the dogs. I'm heading to the shoe sanctum. If you find any good loot, you know where to find me. This town's gone to the...
Okay, let's see. Okay, so I was right. It is in the shrine. Go figure. Equip onto your item hotbar and use special effects. Okay, now I can use this, right? So it can either do health leech or burn. I'll try out the burn at the very least. Not sure what I want to do. I'm going to sit on it for a while. Discipline. Can't do anything with that yet. So, what's the deal with... I wonder how you use the whole... Oh, there it is. So it is an infinite use item similar to the lantern, right? I assume. Let's try it out. Okay. I forgot about the frickin' explosive vases. Whoops. Uh-oh. Crimson Feather, eh? Okay, well, now I know how it works. So Temperance is a one-use round item. I cannot use it indefinitely. Yeah, look at that. It was one and now it's nothing. I wonder if it's upgradable and you can add more charges to it. Who knows, really? Well, I defeated my demons for the first time. It's kind of like the Revenants from Neo in a weird way, too, where it's like, oh, you fail too much, right? Well, the consequences of your failures are coming back to haunt you. So, yeah, it's like, die too much, and the game basically summons an NPC to come hit you, kind of like, it's almost like the Revenants from Neo in a weird way, except you're not summoning them intentionally. You're summoning them by sucking. That's it's interesting. I don't know if I like it, but it is interesting. Honestly, I think it kind of it's probably a whole play on the whole yin and yang aspects of Taoism, which seems to be a running gag. Hopefully no communism, fuck that. So... So, what was the deal with the one dude who was dying in the temple? Because I didn't see this oracle he was talking about.
With your skills, if you find anything that...
Let me look at this because I'm honestly confused. Okay, so I have to... So I am going the right way. Okay, so there's from what I looked up, we go to Shu Sanctum. Got it. So we're still going there, right? Okay. Well, the shadow on her face does not look very good. So, yeah, from what I understand, Unreal Engine 5 is just plagued with issues. Because Epic Games was not concerned with making a good engine. They were more concerned with brownie points than anything. And developers really need to stop poaching from an engine that is so overused that it ends up not working, and developers need to get good at it too. It's like do what CDPR did: make your own engine, master it, and then apply to your own games, instead of poaching from other people's engines and acting surprised when they don't work, let alone not having people who can't easily figure out how to use them appropriately. So, how long have we gone? Well over 3 hours, but I really wanted to beat that boss right there. So we're still largely within the midst of the starting zone of the game. It doesn't feel like we've gone very far, but it feels like we have. So, invoke, gain access to all the items. So I know where we gotta go. Through that door over there. I feel I've gotten comfortable when it comes to the long sword and the two-handed axe weapons, but I have not gotten dual blades, so I can't form an opinion on that one. I was not happy with the regular short sword. Was ambivalent with the spear. I'm not the biggest fan of how the magic system works in this game. I would have preferred a more bog standard meter, as opposed to this, the rage meter on the left, which you have to charge by dodging. I will give credit though. You don't have nearly as many meters and power wheels to deal with as you did in Wuchang. I hated that in Wuchang. It was extremely obnoxious in Wuchang. It's like two meters was enough. The magic meter and the what was it? The stamina meter. I would prefer no stamina meter and just stick with the old-fashioned magic meter instead of having all of them plus a million power wheels that take forever to recharge. Thankfully, this game doesn't have a million of those, because that was awful. I know a lot of people will glaze Black Myth Wukong, but frankly, at least in my personal opinion, Wukong tried to be so many things all at once that it basically fell, it imploded, and buckled under the weight of it all. And as a result, the game, while at fun at times, felt like I was fighting the game itself than actually having fun. As opposed, and I mean, Ninja Gaiden Black and 2 back in the day were hard, but you didn't have to worry about waiting for 1,000,000 meters to finish charging. On top of the fact that I didn't like how you couldn't block or parry anything in Wukong either, whereas here it depends on the weapon, and you kind of have a bit of Bloodborne style mechanics with the whole off-balancing enemies, which I think was also a thing in Neo too, because of how you could drain down the stamina bars of enemies. So I like that. I'm not a fan of the stamina bar. I've made my feelings about that known many times. I can deal with it depending on the game, but I wish more hack and slash games would stop trying to be Dark Souls clones in this day and age. It's why I really liked Stellar Blade, because Stellar Blade only kept it to a bare minimum. Yeah, you had the camps and the restarting enemies and the rechargeable health pools, but at the very least you could do whatever the heck you wanted and not have to worry about waiting for a fucking stamina bar to finish. So far it's not too bad here, but it can get kind of annoying, and I really, really hope to have that meter get bigger as I go along. I will say this though, there is definitely a nice, great, I don't know if I would say it's a huge variety, but 1, 2, what was it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 5 weapon types is nice. It's better than just being stuck with one the whole time. It was also something that I didn't like about Sekiro. I haven't played Sekiro. I know a lot of people like it. But I didn't like how you were just stuck with one longsword the entire game. I don't understand the reasoning for hack and slash games to just ditch weapon variety, especially if it's a long game. I mean, Devil May Cry, the first one, you had like mostly 2 weapons, Alistair and the Ifrit fists. But the game was short enough without feeling like you were stuck with them the whole time, and you could interchange between them however you wanted. So I can kind of, and since Devil May Cry 1 was a very long time ago, and being the first of the modern hack and slash genre as we know them, I can kind of forgive it in that regard. Stellar Blade, I of course give a very big negative for because of the one weapon thing. I mean, yeah, you had the drone acting as your gun, and it had like several ammunition types, but I didn't like how you were stuck with just the blood edge. Thankfully, what saved Stellar Blade for me was that the combat felt good, and you had 1,000,000 alternate costumes to pick and choose from, so it at the very least had that amount of replayability going for it. Come to this game and you do have the weapon variety, so I like that. I wish it played more to Stellar Blade's level when it comes to the gameplay, instead of just being yet another Dark Souls clone. But so long as it's competent at it and I'm having fun, I can set aside my displeasure. And I can, another thing, I can kind of excuse it in this game, because you're playing as a regular human being who just so happens to be afflicted with a magic werewolf bird power. Well, I say werewolf, but it's functionally the same. They turn into freaking monster bird demon things, apparently, so it feels like a werewolf curse without being a werewolf curse. You get what I mean? Yeah, weapon variety is goated. Yeah, honestly, I don't like how, like Ninja Gaiden 3, when that came out, everyone hated how they shrunk everything down. And by the time they refixed it with Razor's Edge, it was already too late. The damage was done, made worse by the fact that Ninja Gaiden 3 was just a very, very pretentious mess of a game. But anyway, I can kind of forgive the stamina bar if it fits. And I don't see how it doesn't yet in this game. As opposed to, say, Code Vein, where Code Vein, I really enjoyed it. I know not a lot of people do, but I liked how that game had faster combat in comparison to your regular old Dark Souls style game, despite being very obviously a Souls clone. The reason why the stamina bar did not work in that game was because the game outright lore dumps you with the revelation that, oh yeah, the vampire hybrid character you're playing, the lot of us, we don't get tired, we don't get hungry, all these blood bead things just supercharge us anyway, and so we don't have need to feed or rest. We can kind of just go about our business like nothing happened. Okay, so under that retrospect, why the hell do you even have a stamina bar in Code Vein to begin with? Because if the character clearly explains that he doesn't get tired, to my character, who's suffering from the same thing as he does, what does that... It does not make any sense. And I also hate it, too, in games, as well, where it's like, oh, the characters in the cutscenes can clearly block and parry their weapons with other enemies, but for some reason in the actual gameplay, they can't. That's another thing that annoys me. Darksiders 2 infuriated me with that, and Black Myth Wuchang, when I played it, it brought back way too many unpleasant memories when it came to Darksiders 2 because of the fact that, unlike in the first Darksiders game, you could actually counter and block enemies. And yet, for some reason, despite seeing Death doing literally the same thing as War did, you're stuck with just dodging. Now, Wuchang, that unfortunately is largely a dodging game, which I'm not also a fan of, but I will slightly concede on the fact that some weapons at least allow you to do it. In this case, the axe. I don't know if there's any other weapons that can do it. Probably not. It looks like it's just the axe. But at least it's something, if you get my drift. So it doesn't fully do everything I want or not want, but there's at least a little bit of everything that makes it tolerable. So I can't give a full opinion as to whether or not I love this game yet. I am liking it. I don't feel like I've fully gotten a grasp of it yet, after all. I only just started it today. And I did have to go fiddling around with the controls to figure out how I wanted to go about it, because I much prefer triangle and square for my melee attacks. Old-fashioned hack and slash. I do not like triggers if I can avoid it. Thank you very much. So that I can do. Unfortunately, I could not switch square and I could not switch X and circle when it came to the dodge. So I'm unfortunately stuck with it that way, and it's a little awkward. But at the very least, I could change that, and also change the camera perspective. For whatever reason, they went with this new standoff perspective, which is supposed to make it all cinematic looking. And I did not like it. It kept kind of throwing my character off to the side. So I put it on classic perspective, and I was having way better time managing the battlefield than having to fight with the camera on that standoff perspective, where it's like they're trying to do a movie sort of thing, but honestly, it just makes the the game infuriating to play. I hated that when it came to the 2018 God of War entry, where everything, despite being a melee combat game, the camera is stubbornly affixed to Kratos' shoulder in an over-the-shoulder manner similar to Resident Evil 4. That's fine with third-person shooting games. I'm all for that. Resident Evil 4, Gears of War, Vanquish, Uncharted, etc. It does not work with a hack-and-slash game because it's a genre where you have to worry about crowd control. You know, why would they take blocking and parrying away? Yeah, good question. Developers trying to be innovative in the wrong way. I don't know why they do that. I blame Bayonetta for that. Ever since Bayonetta came out, much like how a lot of games try to keep copying Dark Souls more often in the worst ways, a lot of hack and slash games kept trying to copy Bayonetta, where they just do the witch time dodge, but they completely leave out blocking and parrying. At least Devil May Cry has Royal Guard. Heck, you could even counter enemies with Nero in 4 and 5, but for some reason in Darksiders 2, and even Darksiders 3, Darksiders 3 at least makes some sense with the dodge, because you're playing as a character who uses a whip, not a bunch of solid bladed weapons, like Death and War does. Death has no excuse when he clearly is capable of using the scythes to deflect enemies in cutscenes. But yeah, it's like they want to do Bayonetta, but they keep doing it, but no. It's like, I'd like having parrying and blocks, and it's why I also like Stellar Blade for that very reason. I can't tell you how fun it was to go and parry enemies and get the retribution attacks in Stellar Blade. It was like playing Metal Gear Rising all over again because of that. Thankfully, and in the case of this game, it's not so much that as much as it's Bloodborne. You know, doing a super on a, or at least knocking them off balance, and then you get the little obliteration move in. So I'm fine with that. I like it. I'm not happy about the lack of a full proper parry and dodge, but I can deal with it depending on how well the game manages around it. But ever since Bayonetta came out, it's just like, parrying? What's that? As I was saying about the camera, though, yeah, the over-the-shoulder third-person cinema camera, that only works with third-person shooters. It does not, in my opinion, it does not work with hack-and-slash action games because you have a whole field surrounding you with enemies to deal with. And then they step close and then they attack, and it's like you can't see them. And the little sensor radar wheel that surrounds Kratos in the more recent God of War games, to me, it's just not enough. Like, no, give me a full, proper field of view like the old games, instead of trying to be a lame attempt at copying Last of Us, which is itself a lame copy of Resident Evil 4. So, yeah. For real, OTS view doesn't work that great with melee-focused games. Yeah, it only works in God of War when you're doing the axe puzzles, when you're throwing it around. That's the only time that it honestly makes sense. I'm fine with that, but when it came to the regular attacks, no, do away with it. And I'm very glad that this game, at the very least, has the option of doing away with it entirely and going back to the classic perspective. So, very, 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 very long first impression out of the way. Also, another thing, I'm not happy that there's no bodily dismemberment in this game. Like, come on, Neo had limbs and heads flying off. Stellar Blade had limbs and arms and limbs and arms flying off, so why not this game? It's filled to the brim with blood and gore as it is. You might as well implement it. Oh well. And what's also funny is Stellar Blade was an Unreal Engine 4 game, whereas this is an Unreal Engine 5 game. And from what everyone tells me, Unreal Engine 4 is far superior than the mess that is 5. But anyway, I digress. I don't think I can do much at this current time. I don't like how this keeps redoing the screen. What is this? Deflecting? Okay, so you can deflect. Okay, so I was not seeing things. You can actually parry in the game. Okay. So, attack precisely at the same time they attack, and you can deflect attacks. Okay, that's, so you can do it. I don't think I'll be able to master it, but it's at least there, I suppose. I kind of prefer Stellar Blade's version of it, to be honest, but I can get used to it. I just need to practice with it. So it is something worth looking into. So yeah, you can deflect enemies in this game. It's just very weird. Especially since... Okay. Fury of Skyborn. Oh, you can throw a frickin' javelin at people, eh? And I can unlock more temperance stuff. Well, I might as well give myself some more vitality, so... I can't level up any further, unfortunately. I might as well reset the game so that way it all saves. So yeah, so far it is a pretty challenging game, but it's also due to the fact that I'm kind of bumblefucking around. But I've steadily gotten more used to it. I like some gore and dismemberment in my games too, probably because I played Prototype and hella enjoyed it back in the days. I know, right? It just, like, as much as I complain about games chasing realism, it works in this case because it's rewarding to see stuff get torn apart. Like, Monster Hunter, watching a tail from a monster get flown off after dealing enough hits to it is satisfying. Lost Planet, another Capcom game, shooting the libs off of giant Daikaiju bugs with your mechs in that game. Ninja Gaiden 2 with its obliteration techniques, funny enough, where you sent limbs and heads flying all over the place, and watching the walls get caked in blood, femur fragments, and brain matter. It's just like it's realism done for the right reason, basically. Anyway, I'm gonna stop here and take a break. And when I come back, hopefully tonight, I will try to do some more Triple Z, because I'm trying to get Miyabi and get the polychromes for that, and also do another story mission, because I finished off the 2 agent stories for Alice and Yuzuha, so the next thing on the menu, other than unlocking the more fishing stuff, is to do the music festival quest. And I imagine the resort will still be around even after I do the story stuff, so I can still finish getting all the stuff for that. So I'm gonna take a food break, and when I come back in about, say, 1 to 2 hours, and if I have time, I will do it. So thank you, Kyoto. Thank you, Luffy. Appreciate your company. I hope to see y'all again later. Hopefully tonight. So when I get to Triple Z again. So see ya.